Who are the families whose fortunes stretch from coast to coast, silently shaping Canada's industries, influencing policy, and amassing power that rivals governments? This is the story of Canada's wealthiest dynasties, where luxury meets legacy, ambition fuels billions, and silence often speaks louder than headlines. Let us begin with the Thompson family. The Thompson family is Canada's undisputed royalty, not of blood, but of influence. With a staggering $72.7 billion fortune in 2025, they reign as the country's wealthiest dynasty, with a reach that spans newsrooms, boardrooms, and NHL locker rooms. At the helm is David Thompson, 67, the third Baron Thompson of Fleet, who presides over the $62 billion Thomson Reuters media empire, employing 25,000 people across more than 100 countries. The family's holding firm, Woodbridge Company, controls 66% of Thomson Reuters, which now generates $6.7 billion annually, boosted recently by its AI-powered financial data tools. From a single Ontario newspaper founded in the 1930s by Roy Thomson, the family expanded through radio, television, and landmark acquisitions, most notably the $17 billion Reuters merger in 2008. Today, their portfolio includes a 15% stake in Bell Canada, valued at $7 billion, and ownership in the Winnipeg Jets and Montreal Canadiens, worth a combined $200 million. Cousins Taylor, Peter, Linda Campbell, Gay Farncombe, and especially Sherry Bridson, Canada's richest woman with a 23% Woodbridge stake, share the empire's spoils. Their lifestyle, unsurprisingly, is steeped in old money grandeur. David resides in a $50 million Rosedale mansion in Toronto, with a 20,000 square foot private gallery showcasing a $500 million art collection, including Picasso's Le Rêve and the world's largest assembly of John Constable paintings. Summers are spent at his $30 million Muskoka compound, which features 10 guest cottages and a private marina for entertaining heads of state and movie stars. Their international holdings include a $15 million Mayfair penthouse in London, a $10 million loft in Manhattan, and a customized Gulfstream G650 jet with a $2 million interior. The 150-foot yacht Artemis, docked off the Amalfi Coast, cost $10 million a year to operate. Taylor's Cannes Gala in 2023, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Margot Robbie on the guest list, reportedly cost $1 million. Meanwhile, Sherry Bridson, a noted activist, manages $100 million worth of eco-lodges in British Columbia. The family's philanthropic footprint includes a $100 million gift to the Art Gallery of Ontario, still the largest in Canadian cultural history, and a $50 million hospital wing opened in Toronto in 2024. But power at this level doesn't go unchallenged. A 2025 social media storm accused Reuters of political bias toward the Liberal Party, with critics dubbing it the Canadian scandal and questioning the family's grip over 20% of the national news market. An earlier 2018 Canada Revenue Agency probe alleged $1 billion was stashed in Bermuda trusts, settled quietly in 2020 for $200 million. David's 2006 divorce, which cost $100 million and involved gifting a $20 million Barbados estate to his ex-wife, was tabloid fodder for years. Taylor's 2005 legal battle with Christie's overforged Louis XV vases drew attention to the family's high-stakes art dealings, while the family's attempted image correction, launching a $10 million journalism innovation fund and a $5 million AI ethics grant in 2024, critics say their control stifles media diversity. Sherry's radical 1970s protest, chaining herself inside Parliament for abortion rights, reveals a rebellious streak, though her $50 million green investments now contrast awkwardly with Thomson Reuters oil and gas data services. For better or worse, the Thompsons remain Canada's most powerful and paradoxical family. Next, the Weston family reigns as Canada's retail royalty, commanding a $15 billion fortune built from flour and flourished through acquisitions. At 53, Galen Weston Jr. oversees George Weston Lane and Loblaw Companies, an empire of over 2,400 stores, including Shoppers Drug Mart, No Frills, and Real Canadian Superstore, generating $56 billion in annual revenue. The family's rise began in 1884 with a Toronto bakery, but accelerated with key takeovers like the $12.4 billion Shoppers acquisition in 2014. Their 52% stake in George Weston Limited, valued at $10.8 billion in 2015-2023, anchors a portfolio that also includes Choice Properties REIT, owner of 700 commercial sites worth $16 billion. Across the Atlantic, their stake in UK fashion retailer Primark brings in another $20 billion in annual sales. As Loblaw's stock tripled since 2020, their wealth surged by 20% per Bloomberg. Galen's wife, Alexandra Weston, also Ontario's Deputy Lieutenant, manages the family's $200 million philanthropic arm, while children Galen III and Alana are being groomed for succession. Their luxury may avoid tabloids, but it's anything but modest. The Westons reside in a $25 million Forest Hill estate in Toronto, complete with a tennis court and 12-bedroom spread, showcasing a $10 million art collection anchored by works from Canada's famed Group of Seven. Winter retreats take them to a $10 million beachfront property in Vero Beach, Florida, while summers are spent between a $5 million Cotswolds manor and a private $100 million island off British Columbia's coast. Galen's $8 million classic car collection features rarities like a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO and a 1955 Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing. Their Falcon 7X jet, shared through Whittington Investments, logs 500 hours annually, while the family yacht, Veritas, a 120-foot vessel, graces Caribbean waters. In 2023, Galen hosted a $500,000 Windsor polo match attended by Prince Harry, part philanthropy, part power statement. Their $50 million commitment to Canadian art institutions, including the National Gallery, further reflects the family's blend of heritage and influence. Yet their power has drawn fire. The 2018 bread price fixing scandal, which revealed a 14-year scheme across multiple grocery chains, led to a $400 million settlement and ignited 500,000 furious ex-posts. In 2024, a CBC investigation accused Loblaw of profiteering, citing $2.1 billion in profits amid 6% food inflation, sparking public outrage, especially as Galen's $12 million compensation followed a period of CERB-era hardship. Environmental groups condemned the reversal of a 2022 plastic bag ban, linked to 1.6 million tonnes of waste. A 2023 boycott trended on X, with 100,000 Canadians protesting Loblaw's 30% profit margins during a cost of living crisis. Though the family launched a $1 billion COVID relief fund, half of it in grocery gift cards, a looming 2024 union strike by 10,000 workers demanding $100 million in back pay casts a long shadow. Galen's British knighthood may burnish his legacy abroad, but at home, the family's hold on Canada's grocery aisles is as contested as it is dominant. The Irving family, with a $12 billion fortune, owns New Brunswick's economy. Brothers James, 96, and Arthur, 94, inherited K.C. Irving's empire, started with a 1924 gas station. James runs J.D. Irving Limited, a $10 billion conglomerate in forestry, shipbuilding, and frozen foods, employing 19,000. Arthur's Irving Oil operates Canada's largest refinery, processing 320,000 barrels daily, with $12 billion in revenue. Their 5 million acres of US land rank them America's fifth largest private landowners per Forbes. J.D. Irving's 1 billion trees planted since 1957 dominate Atlantic forestry, while Irving Oil's 900 gas stations span eastern Canada. The family sold Brunswick News in 2022 for $100 million, once controlling 70% of New Brunswick's media. Nephews Kenneth and James Jr. lead succession. Their lifestyle is secretive splendor. The $20 million St. John estate, with a private marina, houses a $5 million art collection, including Norman Rockwell originals. Arthur's $15 million Bahamas villa and James's $10 million Main Lodge reflect global reach. Their Boeing 737 jet, with a $3 million custom interior and 180-foot yacht Acania, cost $20 million yearly. The $50 million Irving Stables with 100 thoroughbreds win Kentucky Derbies, while their $30 million New Brunswick golf course hosts PGA events. The family's $200 million university donations, including $50 million to Acadia University, earned Order of Canada honors, but controversies abound. Scandals define the Irvings. A 2019 CRA probe alleged $500 million in Bermuda tax havens, settled in 2023 with $50 million in fines. A 2020 St. John refinery explosion injured 7, costing $1 million in environmental fines. A 2022 strike by 3,000 J.D. Irving workers over $20 million in wages exposed labor tensions, with ex-posts calling them New Brunswick's overlords. Critics slam their 80% control of provincial forestry jobs and past media dominance for stifling dissent. A 2023 strategic review of Irving Oil, valued at $10 billion, sparked sale rumors, with Saudi Aramco eyeing a $5 billion stake. Their $2,400 million green energy fund, targeting hydrogen, counters environmental criticism, but 60% of Irving Oil's output remains fossil fuels. The Saputo family, with a $10 billion fortune, rules Canada's dairy. Emanuele Lino Saputo, 87, founded Saputo Inc. in 1954, now the world's 8th largest dairy producer, with $17 billion in revenue across 40 countries. Son Lino Jr., 57, chairs the $15 billion firm, producing 13 million tons of cheese, including Armstrong and Dairyland. Acquisitions like Australia's Warrnambool Bull for $450 million in 2014 and UK's Dairy Crest for $1.7 billion in 2019 fueled growth. Lino Sr.'s 38.7% stake, worth $4.8 billion, drives their wealth, up 20% since 2020 per Forbes. Son Joey owns CF Montreal and Stade Saputo, valued at $200 million, while their $500 million real estate portfolio spans Toronto and Miami. Their $30 million Westmount mansion in Montreal, with a private rink and 50-acre gardens, houses a $20 million car collection, including a Bugatti Chiron and a 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB. Lino's $10 million Miami penthouse, a $5 million Tuscany villa, and a Citation X-Jet define their style. A 150-foot yacht, Lactose, cruises the Greek Isles, costing $5 million yearly. The $100 million Saputo Foundation funds Quebec hospitals, and their $50 million art collection, with Basquiat and Warhol works, graces Montreal's Museum of Fine Arts. A $20 million donation to McGill University in 2024 supports biotech, but scandals persist. Scandals hit hard. A 2021 Quebec probe accused Saputo Inc. of underpaying 2,000 workers $10 million, settled in 2023 with $5 million in back pay. A 2023 $500,000 fine targeted their Montreal plant for 100,000 litres of wastewater leaks, sparking outrage. A 2019 Italian report alleged ties to Calabrian mafia via $50 million in mozzarella contracts, unproven but damaging. A 2022 price-fixing probe into dairy margins cost $200,000 in fines. The family's 2024 $20 million dairy innovation grant and $10 million sustainability fund aim to rebuild trust. But critics demand accountability for their 30% share of Canada's dairy market. The Desmarais family, with an $8 billion fortune, commands finance through Power Corporation, a $500 billion asset management giant. Paul Desmarais Sr., who died in 2013, built the empire from a $1 bus company in 1927. Sons André, 68, and Paul Jr., 69, led for 24 years, acquiring Great West Life Co., $48 billion revenue, and IGM Financial, $3 billion revenue. Grandsons Paul III and Olivier run fintech units, with Wealthsimple managing $20 billion. The family's 15% stake in Power Corporation, plus personal shares, drives their wealth, up 10% since 2020, per Maclean's. Their $200 million stake in Power Sustainable Targets Green Investments. Their $25 million Montreal estate with a private lake houses a $10 million Monet collection, a $15 million Palm Beach mansion, a $5 million cigar chateau in France, and a global 7,500 jet define their lifestyle. The 120-foot yacht, Serenity, sails the Bahamas, while their $5 million horse racing stable competes in Dubai. The $100 million Desmarais Foundation funds education, but their $10 million Liberal Party donation sparked controversy. A 2023 dinner with Justin Trudeau at their Montreal home fueled favoritism claims on X, tied to $1 billion in government contracts. Scandals loom large. The 2016 Panama Papers revealed $200 million in offshore trusts, settled in 2019 with $30 million in taxes. A 2023 Wealthsimple outage cost clients $50 million, triggering lawsuits and 200,000 complaints. A 2022 CRA audit alleged $100 million in unreported income ongoing in 2025. Critics claim their political ties secured Power Corporation's 20% share of Canada's insurance market. Their 2024 $50 million climate fund and $20 million fintech grants aim to deflect criticism, but public skepticism grows. The Patterson family, with a $7 billion fortune, runs Canada's largest private company, Jim Pattison Group, with $16 billion in revenue. Jim Pattison, 96, started with a 1961 GM dealership, expanding into media, 100 radio stations, food, save-on foods, and entertainment, Ripley's Believe It or Not. His 100% ownership drives their wealth, up 15% since 2020 per Forbes. Daughter Cynthia and son James Jr. oversee divisions, with Save On Foods' 170 stores generating $5 billion annually. Their $500 million stake in Canfor, a lumber giant, adds depth. Patterson's $20 million Vancouver penthouse, with 360-degree views, houses a $10 million car collection, including a 1935 Duesenberg, a $10 million Palm Springs estate, a $5 million London flat, and a Gulfstream G550 jet define their travel. The 140-foot yacht Nova Spirit hosts charity galas, while their $50 million philanthropy, including $75 million to Vancouver hospitals, earns civic honors. A 2023 gala with Oprah Winfrey raised $10 million for children's health, but scandals surface. A 2022 CRA probe alleged $100 million in offshore accounts, settled in 2024 with $20 million in fines. A 2023 Canfor environmental fine of $500,000 for 50,000 tons of emissions sparked protests. A 2021 Save on Foods labour dispute over $10 million in wages led to a 5,000 worker strike, settled with $5 million in back pay. Patterson's 2024 $50 million Green Tech Fund and $10 million community grants aim to restore goodwill. But his 80% control of British Columbia's billboard market raises monopoly concerns. Next, the McCain family has turned a humble potato into a global empire. With a $5 billion fortune in 2025, the family behind McCain Foods controls a frozen food powerhouse that supplies 25% of the world's fries. Founded in 1956 by New Brunswick brothers Wallace and Harrison McCain, the company now generates $11 billion in annual revenue, employing 20,000 people across 160 countries. Wallace's son, Michael McCain, 65, chairs the privately held firm, while cousin Mark McCain leads Maple Leaf Foods, a separate publicly traded meat processor valued at $2 billion. Together, the extended family's 100% ownership of McCain Foods has kept their wealth insulated and growing, up 12% since 2020 per Forbes. From Canada to Cairo, their fries are found in every second drive-through, and their supply chain innovations have made them a dominant force in global agriculture. While the family avoids splashy headlines, their lifestyle reflects quiet dominance. Their $20 million estate in Florenceville, New Brunswick, complete with a private airstrip, serves as their operational and symbolic home. Inside, a $10 million classic car collection includes everything from a 1969 Corvette Stingray to vintage Aston Martins. The McCains also maintain a $10 million beachfront villa in the Bahamas, a $5 million pied-à-terre in Paris, and travel via a Falcon 900 jet. Their 150-foot yacht, Fry Star, regularly cruises the Mediterranean, serving as both retreat and networking space for global partners. Through their $100 million foundation, the family supports food security initiatives across the globe. Their $50 million donation to the World Food Programme in 2023 drew praise from the United Nations and cemented their status as philanthropic powerhouses in the agribusiness sector. But not even a frozen empire is immune to heat. In 2022, McCain Foods was investigated for alleged price fixing, accused of inflating fry prices by $50 million. The case was settled in 2024 with a $20 million fine, but not without reputational damage and 100,000 angry ex-posts. A 2023 environmental incident led to a $500,000 fine after 200,000 litres of wastewater leaked from their Manitoba plant, drawing backlash from environmental groups. And in 2021, a labour strike involving 5,000 workers over $10 million in unpaid wages resulted in a $5 million settlement. In response, the family launched a $30 million green packaging fund in 2024 aimed at restoring trust and reducing plastic use across supply chains. Yet with a 30% share of Canada's frozen food market, critics warn that the McCain's dominance leaves little room for competitors and plenty of room for scrutiny. The Bronfman family, with a $4 billion fortune, built their wealth through Seagram's, a liquor empire sold in 2000 for $34 billion. Edgar Bronfman Jr., 69, and sister Claire lead the family with stakes in Universal Music, $500 million, and Claridge Investments, $1 billion. Their $200 million real estate portfolio spans New York and Toronto, while their $100 million art collection includes Rothko Works. Their wealth, down 10% since 2015 per Bloomberg, reflects diversified investments. Their $15 million Toronto penthouse with CN Tower views, pairs with a $10 million Hamptons estate and a $5 million Paris flat. A global 6,000 jet and 120-foot yacht, Spirit, define their style. The $50 million Bronfman Foundation funds Jewish causes, but scandals overshadow. A 2019 NextVM sex cult scandal linked Claire to $100 million in funding, leading to her 2021 conviction and 6-year sentence, sparking 500,000 X posts. A 2023 CRA probe alleged $50 million in offshore trusts, ongoing in 2025. Their 2024 $20 million charity fund aims to restore credibility, but public distrust lingers. The Reichman family, with a $3 billion fortune, rebuilt wealth through Olympia and York, a real estate firm that peaked at $20 billion in the 1980s. Paul Reichman's sons, Philip and David, lead Reichman International, with $1 billion in Toronto properties. Their $500 million stake in Brookfield Properties and $200 million in private equity drive wealth, up 8% since 2020 per Forbes. Their $100 million art collection includes Chagall works. Their $10 million North York mansion with a private synagogue pairs with a $5 million Miami condo and a Citation Latitude jet. The 100-foot yacht Skyline sails the Caribbean, while their $50 million foundation funds hospitals. A 2023 $20 million donation to Sick Kids Hospital earned praise, but scandals persist. A 2022 CRA probe alleged $30 million in tax evasion, settled in 2024 with $10 million. A 2021 tenant dispute over $5 million in rent sparked ex-protests. Their 2024 $10 million real estate grant aims to rebuild trust, but their 1992 bankruptcy lingers in memory. By 2030, Canada's billionaire count could hit 70, with Thomson & Weston eyeing global top 50 status. Their scandals reflect Canada's challenge: balancing growth with fairness in a nation of 37.6 million. Which dynasty shocked you most? Thomson's $72 billion media grip or Weston's bread-fixing outrage? Irving's tax havens or Saputo's mafia rumours? Demaray's political clout, Bronfman's cult scandal or McCain's fry empire? These families prove wealth is power, drama and legacy. Subscribe for more billionaire sagas, like to join the Wealth Curious, and comment your thoughts. Stay ambitious, stay inspired, and we'll see you in the next one.